On the morning of August 13th, 2013, I was eating a cold steamed bun in my office when Timothy Lee, my assistant, burst in, his face as pale as a corpse.
Daniel, we've got a case. Two sisters, Anna Miller and Helen Miller, have been missing for a week. Anna's daughter, Hannah Miller, is at a station crying hysterically.
Oh, damn it. They've been missing for a week. And you telling me now? Are you kidding me?
I threw the bun aside, grabbed my coat, and rushed to the car. At the interrogation room, Hannah, about 30 years old, sat huddled, eyes red, her hands tightly gripping the chair as if they were about to break. Her voice trembled, broken.
My mom called on the morning of the August 6th, telling me that she and Aunt Helen were going to buy a house in Chicago. She said she'd call you back once they had a house. But I didn't hear anything all day. Tried calling, but both her phones were off. At 2 p.m., I received text from my mom. We bought the house, honey. I tried to call her again, but it was off. I knew something was wrong.
I furrowed my brows and asked sharply,
Are you sure your mom who sent the text? Read a message again.
Hannah opened her phone trembling, her voice faltering.
Here, we bought that house, honey. But this is not how my mom takes. She's always called me sweetheart. She never writes so briefly. I'm so scared.
I jotted down notes, feeling a cold chill.
Damn! Someone is messing with us.
I muttered, instructing Timothy to check the phone numbers. The result: both Anna's and Helen's numbers were off since the morning of August 6th, with no signal. The 2 p.m. text had been sent from Anna's number, but with no location data.
This bastard. Does he think I'm stupid?
I gritted my teeth, ordering the team to split into two groups. One to go to the Miller family's main house on Humming Hill Road, the other to the temporary house they rented in Tannin Springs. I led Group 1 to the main house, a 2-story building with fresh paint, but it was as silent as a graveyard. The front door was locked, no signs of forced entry. But the storage room behind the house caught my attention. The lock was new, shiny as if it had just been bought yesterday. The window was covered with wooden planks, sealed with tape, as though someone was trying to bury something inside. I shined my flashlight through the gap and saw only thick darkness.
Why is this storage room sealed like this? Who the hell is doing this?
I growled, turning to Tommy Thompson, the senior officer. Tommy furrowed his brows.
There's something's wrong here, Daniel.
I ordered the lock to be broken. When the door finally opened, a foul stench hit my nostrils, a mixture of cheap air freshener and something rotting, like spoiled meat left forgotten. I turned on my flashlight, shining it into the corner of the room. A rectangular cement slab, as large as a coffin, lay conspicuously in the middle, with a rough surface still damp. Cement was scattered across the floor, as if the person who made it had rushed through it or knew nothing about construction.
Dear me, what is this? A grief?
Timothy whispered, his voice shaking. I didn't respond, only feeling my heart pounding.
Call for the coroner and the fire department. Break the cement slab, now.
I ordered, my hands clenched, blood rushing to my head. As Group 1 prepared to break the slab, Group 2 reported back from the rented house. Megan Green, the leader of Group 2, called, her voice tense as a wire.
Daniel, there's blood. The floor at the rented house discovered in blood. Even though they tried to clean it, the floor is splattered and dropped us across the living room, hallway, in the kitchen. There are even gouges on the wooden floor, as if someone was stabbed repeatedly.
Collect the blood samples and check thoroughly. Any signs of a struggle?
I yelled into the phone, my hands trembling. Megan replied,
There's no sign of struggle, but the blood is all over the place, like someone stabbed multiple times. The killer cleaned up, but not so well. We found a few long hairs stuck in the blood. They might belong to the victims.
The test results came in by the afternoon. The blood belonged to Anna and Helen Miller.
Damn it. It's a murder. It's just if they were killed.
I slammed my fist on the table, my mind spinning. I called a meeting in the conference room, cigarette smoke filling the air. The initial theory, The two sisters were murdered at the rented house. The killer moved the bodies to the main house, hiding them in the cement slab. But who did it? Why? And why go to such lengths to hide the bodies? Timothy analyzed quickly.
Then, Hannah said her mother was carrying money to buy the house. It must have been a large amount. Maybe the killer locked them, killed them, just keep them silent.
Megan rebutted, her voice sharp.
Robbery has an explained effort put into building a cement slab. I bet it was personal. The killer must know the storage room. There has to be someone close.
Tommy, the senior officer, growled.
Both of you are wrong. There's no sign of a break-in. The killer must have been invited in or lived in a house. Check your family members.
I nodded, but my mind was tangled in knots.
Break in the cement slab first. If the bodies are in there, we have more clues.
Public opinion began to heat up. A local newspaper headline read,
Dread and ease. Two sisters missing. Police powerless.
People whispered online.
The East police are useless, letting the killer roam free.
My superior called me in, shouting in my face.
And this is a serious case. You get on find the murderer quickly. We not only face criticism from the press, but also from public opinion, both locally and internationally.
I gritted my teeth, blood boiling.
This bastard. I'll dig him out. Even if I have a tear, it's tear apart.
I whispered angrily, my hands slamming into the wall, my knuckles bleeding. On the morning of August 14th, the fire department arrived to assist in breaking the cement slab. The work was slow because the cement was a special type of mat, as hard as stone, mixed with bamboo and plywood, as if the killer wanted to bury the secret forever. With each hammer strike, the smell of decay became more pungent, cutting through the cheap air freshener. Timothy held his nose, his face turning pale.
Daniel? I'm afraid there's a body inside.
Shut up. Get to work.
I snapped, but I felt my own hands trembling. After 8 hours, the final layer of cement cracked open. 2 large suitcases, exuding a horrid, foul stench, lay in plain sight. I ordered the cases to be opened, knowing what was inside would haunt the entire team. When the locks clicked open, the bodies of Anna and Helen Miller were revealed, curled up, their skin darkened, eyes wide open as if they were still in shock. Dried blood stained their clothes, and deep stab wounds were visible in their chests, stomachs, and necks, as if the killer stabbed them relentlessly. Some of Helen's fingers had been severed, likely from a struggle to grab the knife. Flies began to swarm, the buzzing making my skin crawl.
Shit. No.
I whispered, feeling as if I was being choked. Lana Harris, the lead coroner, checked the bodies, her voice trembling.
Both of them were stabbed at least 25 times each. The weapon used was a knife, a thin and sharp. Haven't shown signs of resistance, but she was overpowered. Time of death is approximately 7 or 79 days ago, matching the day they disappeared. The killer is sickeningly cruel.
In the slab, we found a broken saw blade, covered in cement and dry blood.
This saw, was it used to cut the wood for the slab? Or to cut the bodies?
I mumbled, a chill running down my spine. The killer didn't just kill them. They meticulously hid the bodies, like a calculating predator.
This sick ass, that's if he's gonna get away with this.
I ground my teeth, ordering the crime scene to be photographed, and everything collected. The team gathered in an emergency meeting, the atmosphere heavy. I analyzed the situation, my voice tense.
The killer knew the storage room, knew the sister were carrying money to buy house, and was cruel enough to stab them dozens of times. He must be someone close, someone who could live in a house.
Hannah provided a clue. Her mother had mentioned a man named Henry Clark, who had accompanied the sisters to buy the house. Hannah had never met him, but she had his phone number.
Find this guy. He's the number 1 suspect.
I shouted, my heart pounding. Timothy checked Henry Clark's phone number.
It was a disposable number, deactivated on August 11th.
Son of a bitch. This guy's crafty.
I cursed, slamming my fist on the table. I called Hannah and asked more questions.
My mom told me Henry was a friend of my cousin, Lily. He said there was a cheap house in Chicago and took my mom and aunt here. I called him after August 6th, and he said my mom and aunt went to Cleveland to visit. But his voice, it sounded nervous, like it was trying to hide something.
I made notes, ordering the team to track down Henry and get in touch with Lily. A camera at the main house recorded a man pushing 2 suitcases into the storage room on August 9th. The footage was blurry, but the suitcases match what we found at the scene.
Henry Clark. That's the guy, right?
I muttered, my eyes glued to the screen. The investigation team combed through every lead, but the atmosphere in the meeting room was tense. Megan growled.
It's all about money. The sister were carrying cash to buy a house. Henry Clark killed them for it.
Tommy shook his head, his voice cold.
If it was robbery, why didn't you take all the money? Why? And why build a cement slab? I bet he has a grudges against them. Or maybe Lily.
Timothy sighed.
Both theories have flaws. There are no witnesses, no fingerprints, just bodies, and the weird cement slab, which isn't ghost.
I sat silently, my head spinning. Every theory had a hole in it. If it was robbery, why would the killer go to such lengths to hide the bodies? If it was personal, why leave no personal trace? Every night, I sat in the office, looking at the crime scene photos. Blood spattered across the floor, bodies curled up, and the cement slab like a grave. I wondered,
Where is the bastard? He laughed at me.
The public outcry only made it worse. The media screamed.
It's dress. 2 sisters killed. Killer still free.
People raged online.
These police are useless.
My superior called, yelling.
Gandalf, I don't want to hear any excuses. Solve this case quickly, or you'll be held accountable for an unsatisfactory outcome.
Daniel's mind raced.
I have to pull him out, even if I have to dig out the whole town.
I whispered angrily, my fist pounding the table, my knuckles bleeding. On the 5th day, a report from the bank left me stunned. Timothy ran in, his face pale.
Daniel, Helen's card was used for withdrawals. Starting at 10:24 a.m. on August 6th, totaling $615,000 over 6 days. The ATM camera caught a guy wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses withdrawing money late at night.
I looked at the footage. A tall man in a black coat, his face blurred.
This guy, he withdrew the money in the same day the sister was killed.
I shouted, my heart racing. But something strange struck me. If it was a robbery, why did he withdraw small amounts over several days? Why not take it all at once? I checked the text sent to Hannah at 2 p.m. on August 6th. We bought the house, honey.
God damn it. This message came after the sisters were already gone. That scum used Anna's phone to play us for fools.
I slammed the table, my head nearly exploding. I called the team together, my voice harsh.
Henry Clark knew Helen's card pin. He must have lived in the house, trusted completely. He didn't just kill them, he played us like fools.
Megan's eyes widened.
Lived with them? A man living with 2 sisters? Who the hell is he to earn their trust?
Timothy added.
Hannah said Henry was Lily's boyfriend. Maybe he was her lover.
I nodded, but a terrible feeling gnawed at me.
Find Lily now. She knows who that guy is.
I returned to the rented house to check the scene again. Under the forensic lights, the bloodstains on the wooden floor became clearer, like dried tears. A long scratch on the wall looked like the victim had tried to hold on before falling. I closed my eyes, imagining the 2 sisters being stabbed, blood spraying across the floor, their screams muffled in the closed house.
That bastard. He will pay.
I muttered, my hands clenched. We tracked down Lily at her family home. The 29-year-old woman, 8 months pregnant, looked hollow-eyed and sobbed uncontrollably when she heard the news about her aunts. She spoke in broken sentences.
Henry was my boyfriend. I met him online. We started dating. He was handsome, charming. Said he came from Chicago. His family owned a factory and he had a mansion. I trust them, loved them, and got pregnant with its child.
I cut her off, my voice sharp.
Did you meet his parents? Did he ever take you to his home?
Lily shook her head, tears streaming down her face.
No. He said his parents were busy going through a divorce. I wanted to get engaged, but he canceled it at the last minute. I suggest we get married before the baby was born, but he refused and wanted a paternity test. I went back home, but it was still staying at my aunt's house.
I was stunned. A mysterious man, living with the two victims, deceiving Lily.
Did you give him money?
I asked. Lily nodded.
Many times. He said he needed money for business. I asked my parents to send it.
She handed me her phone, showing a few pictures of her with Henry, a tall man in a black coat, smirking. The images matched the man on the ATM camera.
It's him, Henry Clark.
I shouted, my heart pounding. But when I checked his identity, Henry Clark was a fake name, using a disposable phone number with no real information.
This bastard. He's a devil in the sky.
I gritted my teeth, ordering the search for him to begin immediately. We followed Henry Clark's trail. A traffic camera recorded him driving a black Toyota, rented using Lily's documents. On August 9th, he pushed 2 suitcases into the storage room. On August 11th, he withdrew $615,000 from Helen's card and then disappeared. A new lead. 3 days after the murder, a camera at a residential area recorded the Toyota stopping to drop off a dog, Helen's pet, on the side of the road. The car stopped at a garbage dump, where we found burned clothes, a towel, and a broken saw blade, matching the one found in the cement slab.
He's burning evidence to cover his tracks. Too clever.
I mutter, my mind spinning. The camera caught the Toyota stopping in a village in Ney on August 11th. We found the car, but Henry Clark was gone. The parking lot camera showed him carrying a backpack, walking away after sitting in the car for 10 minutes.
He's plotting his escape.
I analyzed, ordering the team to check supermarkets, motels, and hotels. The investigation team worked day and night, but public pressure mounted. The media screamed,
East Dread. Killer who murdered 2 sisters still on the loose.
People cursed online.
The police are useless, letting the killer mock us.
My superior called, yelling,
Daniel, you're making the whole town look bad. Find the killer or quit.
I clenched my teeth, gripping my coffee cup until it shattered.
That bastard. I'll drag you out even if I die.
I muttered, my eyes red with rage. On August 22nd, we set up an ambush at a nightclub in Taiyin, Shandong Province. Henry Clark appeared, wearing tattered clothes, a baseball cap, and holding a bottle of liquor, laughing with the attendants.
This bastard. How can he laugh while spending the money of the dead?
I yelled, ordering him to be seized. In the interrogation room, Henry Clark sat, smirking.
You guys are fast. I thought I'd be able to run for a few more months.
He spoke in a cold, detached tone.
I didn't want to kill them, but those bitches, why they have so much money?
Henry explained that he had deceived Lily with the facade of being a rich man, taking money from her and her family. While living with Anna and Helen, he seduced Helen, pretending to love her in order to get her card's pin.
She was upset for me. Give me everything.
He sneered. When Anna wanted to buy the house, he made up a story about a cheap property in Chicago. On August 6th, when Anna came back, he knew he couldn't deceive them any longer.
I grabbed the knife, stabbed her repeatedly, blood sprayed everywhere, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop.
He whispered, his eyes gleaming. He stuffed the bodies into the suitcases, built the cement slab, withdrew $615,000, and prepaid 3 months for the rental house to buy himself more time to escape.
I've spent all the money before I get caught. I'm leaving now. If I die, so be it.
He laughed, like a devil. In April 2014, Henry Clark was sentenced to death for murder, fraud, and illegal handling of a corpse. He stood before the court, his head bowed, saying nothing. But his smile in the interrogation room still haunted me. The case was closed, but I couldn't sleep. Every night, I saw the two bodies curled up, blood splattered across the floor, and Henry smile. He didn't just kill people. He killed the trust of Lily, Hannah, and me. I wondered, what turns a person into a monster? Greed, lies, or a soul that died long ago? I left the office, standing under the rain. East Dread was still bustling, but all I saw was darkness.